Welcome back to Salty 7. I've got Kyle and Rowdy here with Life Adventure Academy.
Life Energy Academy.
Life Energy Academy
Yes.
from Austin, Texas. And we are situated here in the beautiful Yucatan Peninsula, about 45 minutes south of Tulum. Love the energy here, beautiful jungle. We're actually at a love retreat, and this is where I met beautiful Rowdy. And I'm just very grateful that he's willing to come on and share with our viewers a little bit about his spiritual journey and what he's doing to bring more love and more healing to the planet. So, Rowdy, would you like to share just a little bit about your spiritual journey and how you got started?
I would love to. When I was 5 years old, I was really close with our Creator. And whenever I was 10, my dad's like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I was like, "I just want to help people. I just want to serve." He's like, he didn't know much, so he's like, "Be a nurse. All they do is help people." Mm-hmm. So I did that, a critical care nurse for 16 years. Left that, opened up a wellness center. And I was in my wellness center, and I was just praying and meditating. And I was saying, telling our Creator, I'm like, either show me what I'm here to do or take me out. Mm-hmm. Like I'm all in or I'm all out.
So you hit kind of a plateau, if you will, in your life?
I hit the lowest low I've ever been.
Which is kind of typical for a lot of people, right? When they get on their spiritual journey.
Yes. Yeah. It was suicidal daily watch. And it was all I could do not to grab a knife and stab myself in the heart. I realize that might be graphic, but I apologize if it is.
It paints the picture well. Yeah.
Yes. And so whenever I was speaking to our Creator, I didn't have those thoughts telling me to kill myself. So I just prayed 24/7 for 2 months straight. 2 months in, our Creator gave me a vision, took me to a different plane of existence. I was standing with my arms beside myself. I saw these colors swirling that I've never seen before. And he said, it's an energy technology. And come to find out, it hasn't been down on the earth in a really long period of time or ever. And what it's doing, it would literally go into my head and out my hands and into people. And what I noticed, what it's doing is it's bringing our spirit body, our soul body, and our physical body into proper communication. So it's aligning the communication even between our mind, our body, our spirit, our soul back with our Creator. When that happens, it brings our body into such a state of coherence that we fully shift out of the sympathetic, that fight, flight, or freeze, where we're worried about everything and all this crazy stuff, into that love and flow. Which whenever we tap in there, it's a good time to digest. Once we know we're safe and we're secure, we can repair, regenerate. We've seen people reversing what some people call dis-ease. The body's not at ease.
Yep.
And just having amazing results. And what it's doing, it's bringing them into a state of harmony where their DNA can start upregulating. They can start expressing higher epigenetics. And it allows them to literally bring heaven down to earth, instead of bringing those hellish frequencies up to earth.
Gotcha. So now earlier, when you and I were talking privately, you mentioned that you've actually worked with some of Joe Dispenza's staff as well as some of Tony Robbins folks. So can you kind of share, just for a testimonial sake to our viewers, like this is high level stuff, and there are high level folks that are really digging into this and enjoying the benefits.
Well, kind of like I shared with you earlier, I'll share with your people, it's the 80-20 rule. People are doing 80% of the work, and like Joe Dispenza's work and Tony's work, it's amazing work, but man, it's a lot of work. And then you're getting like 20% results, but no one else is getting that. So that's like a win. Right. But whenever you bring everything into congruence, you actually speed up the timeline and you get credit for all that work you did. Right. So it's super easy, super fast. I have to tell people, I'm like, are you okay if this is really easy, fast, and efficient?
Yeah, you did that for me. You're like, are you okay if it's going to be quick? And I was like, sure. I mean, I guess I'm programmed to think it's going to take a long time. There's going to be pain and effort. And it was what, like 5 minutes, maybe less. And I was much more into what you would call parasympathetic mode, right?
Yes.
And so where were we going to go with that? Share with the viewers where they could find information on your practice and possibly remote healings, because a lot of our viewers are not able to come to Austin. So how would they find remote opportunities?
Yeah, that's a beautiful question. So Life Energy Academy, since I'm only one person and I can only work with one person or a group of people at a time, I started praying to our Creator again. I'm like, how do I serve the rest of humanity? Like, how do I serve more? How do I help more people? And he said, do a video, and he showed me how to do that. So we've got an online platform. You can go to lifeenergyacademy.com. It's actually lifeenergy.academy, but Apple kind of is funny sometimes. So I had to do that. And people can find me there. They can actually go on. We've got it set up. There's 3 different energy technologies on there, and I offer other things one-on-one. I work with people remotely as well, and we'll do it over Zoom, and some people fly in. But what I just really love about this is it helps people tap into their highest and greatest self. So it's not like I'm doing anything for them. I'm just helping them remember who they are and what they came to do. And what's really cool is like the people that have done a lot of work like yourself and young children, like they've shown in kids coming into this state boosted memory and cognition like 30%. And that's on children that don't have all the junk that we have.
That's right.
So, and I know you've done a lot of work to clear out a lot of that stuff.
I have, yes.
And that's what I love about, you know, the Joe Dispenza people that I've worked with, and Tony Robbins. I worked with one of his lead coaches, and after we did a reset, he's like, whoa. He was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm Superman.
Yeah, it's like we're set up and ready for the moment when everything comes into congruence. And when that happens, it's like a firecracker goes off. And I can tell you, I really felt it myself. It's like the world around me was much clearer, brighter after you did the reset technique on myself. This morning, we did a scan on some technology that you have where it was really a complete biometric scan. Very simple to do, just a few minutes with, you know, electrodes on the wrist. And I was amazed with the data, and it was very close as far as the bio age that it showed. For me personally, I was very pleased to see that it was congruent with the telomere testing that I've been doing, right?
Yes.
I assumed I was going to be about 8 to 10 years younger than my actual calendar age, but your test showed to be 12 years younger, which I was like, yes! You know, we all, those that are really deep into meditation have the belief. Some have the ability to test, and I would encourage everybody to test this post and pre, say, a meditation retreat, or just post and pre a period of time of meditating. But I think it's very well in the community, very well understood in the community now, that meditation can reduce your age. And that's all I have been doing is a lot of meditation practice, a lot of retreats, and we have done a lot of telomere testing. And so today, this morning, I was just so tickled to see that my bio age has actually continued to go down. I was kind of afraid it might have gone up a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm 12 years younger than I am. So I was like, woo, thank you, brother. But just tell our viewers about this technology and why it's so cool.
This technology is really amazing. I was introduced to it at PaleoFX in 2019 when they brought me in to work with them and their staff, and it raised the frequency by working with them and their staff of the entire event. So much that they had 0 complaints across all social media with 8,600 participants.
That's huge.
Not
0 complaints.
0 complaints. And these are like, you know, like the who's who of the health and wellness. Like 2019, I mean,
0 complaints in general is an accomplishment, but 0 complaints with that level of attendees. I get it. Yep.
Exactly. So anyway, I met a guy and he's like, man, we've got some technology that can actually quantify and measure what you're doing. And it's technology from Russia. It's amazing stuff. It's used by longevity doctors and people that are really careful and concerned about reversing their aging process and getting the most bang for their buck out of this, you know, spin around this planet that we have right now. And it measures your stress and tension in the body. It measures your aura, which is your energy potential. It measures all your chakras. It measures the energy going to all your vital organs. So we can see if an organ's going to prematurely fail. If it's not getting power, it's not going to last. Measures your health, and what you mentioned, your internal biological age, which is the age that your cells are replicating at, which is so amazing to find technology that actually measures that and quantifies that. I wish we had that back when I was like, you know, in the medical field. I don't know that they would have used it or not, probably not, but you know, it would have been really awesome to have.
Well, that's what's so cool about this day and age is that we are finding more acceptance every day to the metaphysical side of things, the spiritual side, and more folks are bringing technology to the forefront that allows the metaphysical and the spiritual to be known, to be quantified. And it's a really awesome time to be alive. So you mentioned children, and that really resonated with me yesterday, that you're being called to help children. And so that is another reason why I would like to have Rowdy on our show to basically express that to the universe. And if there are any folks out there that find this resonating in their heart, that they would like to have their children receive healing from Rowdy, please reach out to either us. You'll have our contact information in the show notes. We'll also be publishing in title blocks below this video for Rowdy's communication channels as well. But I would just love for you guys to reach out as if it resonates in your heart. Nothing more than that. I guess the last thing is this technology. You mentioned a brief story about a Cheeto
Oh,
and
yeah.
a guy who loves Cheetos, but I just recently learned that they are probably one of the most dirty of the chips out there, right? The most harmful to our body based on the chemicals inside. And I'm like, dang it, I love Cheetos. But anyway, you had an experiment where you put a Cheeto on a disc or something that raised the vibration. And tell the story.
So we're at South by Southwest. One of the directors this last weekend, he was eating Cheetos. He's like, man, I realize these probably aren't good for me. I was like, yeah, they're actually illegal in other countries. You can't even get them because the chemicals in it. And I was like, here, try this. I pulled out one of these discs that actually raised the frequency of what we put in our body. So what we put on and in our body actually mattered. You put the Cheetos on. He waited a minute. He took a Cheeto. He put it in his mouth. And he's like, you know, that does taste different. He ate a different Cheeto. And he's like, you know what? There's no taste. It took out all the taste. And I was like, yeah, I guess all the taste is chemical because it upregulates it. And that was really cool to see that.
Yeah.
And we've got a few other technologies to actually make our cell phones and our Wi-Fi routers actually better for us. So the frequencies they're putting out actually in tune with the body instead of against the body.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing what we're coming out with right now. And if you're interested in that kind of technology, we don't have that on the site right now, but you can email me personally at rowdyreset@proton.me. And I can get you some information on that. And if you're interested, I can get you some of that technology.
Yeah, briefly, we were discussing off camera these bracelets that have technology infused to raise the frequency of our body. And I want to keep this super high level right now because I want to tease our viewers in a few weeks. In a few weeks, I want to have you back on a Zoom call. And that's going to be the subject of that call is basically all of this, I guess you would call it external technology that can help the internal body raise its frequency and purify with this clothing. You were mentioning frequencies of clothing, the frequency of our food. You know, we ingest food daily, we wear clothes daily, we drink water daily. And so I just think it's an awesome added benefit to be concerned and to have just a level of efficacy where the things that we wear and the things that we eat can help elevate our consciousness. So with that, my brother, do you have anything to add for the benefit of our viewers?
You know, I just want to say I love this guy. I met him and we're already brothers. So this was designed to happen.
Yes.
And if it's designed for us to meet and to work together, then if you feel it on your heart, reach out. And we're just here to love and to serve.
That's right.
So thank you for taking the time to watch this and know that you are loved and you were perfectly created in this time to do great things.
Awesome. Love you, man.
I love you too, my brother.
Keep fighting, guys. We love you all. Take care.